What's up guys, Joe here, and man, speaking to a camera feels a little funny, not gonna lie. So obviously this video is being filmed before my last video that just went out where I got a haircut, and also I got to announce to the whole world that a salon is a reality. A BluMaan Hans de Foucault collaboration joining together to make a new salon concept, which of course I'm gonna be sharing more about as time progresses, but if you missed that, it's true that BluMaan and Hans de Foucault are joining forces on this new project. So if you did miss that, I got it linked right up here. Fun watch, definitely check it out. But since the hair that I've got going on right now is literally uncharted territory for the BluMaan channel, I wanted to make sure to bring you guys a hair tutorial before I go and get it chopped off, which is what I'm planning to do here pretty soon. To give you some lengths, this is the longest my hair has ever been in my life, especially on the sides and the back. But up front, bringing it down pretty much just below the lips. That's some long hair. On the sides, it's literally probably about 3.5, 4 inches now. You can see the back pretty much stepping into mullet territory over here. Also, if you could do me a favor and just ignore the highlights. That was also done about 6 to 7 months ago, and I just haven't gotten a cut, like I said. So with that said, real quick, here's a clip of my hair dried backwards naturally with no hair product. You can see how poofy it is, how kind of crazy it is. It's not the worst, it's not the best, but that's why I always talk to you guys about taming the poof. So today, we're gonna be taming that poof, making it look as good as it can at this length. First thing first, it never really matters how long my hair is, what hairstyle I'm trying to do. I will almost always, if not always, start out with some cloud control hair oil. Throw in some of this cloud control. My hair is long, so I can get away with a little bit extra right now. Get that spread out nice and even. And let me tell you guys, there's literally nothing like this oil on the market, all right? Our formula, it's 100% natural. 100% natural oils and botanical extracts. Every single ingredient in there is doing something positive for your hair. You're adding some moisture, hydration, you're easing up on that scalp, you're adding softness, and in my case, one of the most important aspects, helping to tame the poof. Next up, and a bit of a change from the ordinary for what I normally do, is I'm actually using Fit Sample Styling Mask Pomade as a pre-styler. And this is from our little discovery kits. You can check it out on the website, get all 5 of our styling products to see what you like. But for the same reason that I love cloud control at this hair length, this also helps to tame the poof. So I'm not trying to grab too much, with the length of hair that I have right now. It probably doesn't seem like that much product, but it's enough. I'm not trying to, over stylize, over productize my hair. Same thing, kind of starting from the back. Just want to spread it in as evenly as possible. And an important step here is to make sure you hit those sides as well, because you want those sides sticking back. The pomade just provides the right amount of shine and sleekness to help still keep my hair looking pretty natural, but also just reduce that poof effect, and that, when you finish blow drying it and it can look kind of crazy, it helps reduce that by quite a bit. That's why I've really been liking Fit Sample as a pre-styler right now. If I would be doing one of my more normal hairstyles, like my textured fringe or my voluminous quiff, that's when I'd be busting out the original or the Ascend Volume Cream. But with longer hair, Fit Sample, that's my go-to pre-styler. At this point, I'm gonna take a paddle brush, one of my favorite type of hair brushes, and I'm pretty much slicking it back right now just to make sure that product is distributed and start straightening out my hair. Now, at this point is when I do something a little unexpected, because I'm not gonna be blow drying my hair straight back. I have been doing that for a little while, but now that my hair has gotten even longer, I find that if I just blow dry it straight back, it just kind of looks flat and not that great. And then it also kind of bumps up here in the back. Everyone's gonna have a different experience, of course, depending on your hairstyle. But instead of that, and you'll see here when I get the blow dryer out, I'm gonna be blow drying this way and then this way. So see what that looks like. I'm gonna start by combing most of the hair from my right to my left, just leaving the sides that I'll slick later. I know this looks a little unorthodox, and potentially whatever hair type you have, you might have to alter this a little bit, but this just really works for my hairstyle to look even at the end. Then I'm just taking my brush and my blow dryer and using the flat wrap technique, blow drying my hair over. If you're not familiar with the flat wrap technique, I made a video on that a little while ago, and I'll have that linked right up here. But basically, just spend a little bit of time, maybe 20, 30 seconds, blow drying all of that hair from the right to the left, pushing really hard. At this point, I'm really just trying to get my hair straightened out as well. And after doing this for a little while, I'm gonna flip it in the opposite direction, now going from my left to my right. And what this is gonna help do is just balance out that volume. So by blow drying it first to the left and then to the right, I'm building up some natural volume because I'm blow drying it in the opposite direction, going both ways. And this just helps the overall finished hairstyle not look so flat if I just chose to blow dry it straight back instead. And then I'm gonna repeat this process one more time. So flip it back to the right, keep going, keep using that flat wrap technique, keep stretching out that hair, trying to make it straighter. Once the top is probably about 85 to 90% dry on this side, I'm gonna flip it back over for the last time from my left to my right. Same thing, same idea. But then it's time to push it all back. And since my hair is long enough, pushing it back and having it lay back is not too much of a struggle. Like, yes, it was a struggle leading up to this point, but it's long enough now. So that's why you can kind of mix this flat wrap side to side technique in a backwards hairstyle. As long as your hair is long enough, it should work out for you. So now I'm just bringing that heat nice and close, still going with the flat wrap technique, but this time just pushing my hair completely back. Since we've messed with that side to side, it has a little bit of volume in there, like built into the foundation. So pushing it back now won't be an issue. And I'm just trying to solidify, let my hair know that, hey, I want you to stay in a backwards direction. So this is why now we just push it back to finish it off. And also at this point, you can especially focus on the sides. We didn't give the sides of the hair much love during that initial process. So now just make sure those sides know that they belong in a backwards direction, along with pushing the top of your hair to the back as well. Once the top and sides are fully dry, I'm just gonna move on to the back, and I really don't care too much about the back. There's not much technique here. I'm just trying to dry it down as best as I can, so going kind of crazy. Also, this back and forth motion with the hand can help build in a little bit of texture. But don't worry about what it does to the top of your hair. It's all gonna look messed up for a little bit. It doesn't matter. Once the back is about 80% dry, I'm happy with that. It doesn't need to be 100% dry. And then I'll flip back to the front, this time throwing the blow dryer into cold air, which feels great on my face, and finishing off one last time, blow drying my hair back, straight back with the flat wrap technique, just using that cold air to really help lock the hair into place, cool the follicles back down so they're not as malleable, and that they will, you know, just know that you want them to stay back throughout the whole day. And since the air is cold now, you can get as close as you want, you can go as slow as you want. You really just want to cool your hair back down so that it's not as malleable as it is when it's warm. And all of that leads us to here. This is where we are. Boom, it's already looking good. It's almost looking finished. But to be honest with you guys, if I just stopped here, even though it's looking good right now, within the next half hour or so, my hair would get a little poofy. Not nearly as much as if I just let it air dry by itself, but I'm gonna go in with a finishing product so we can set it for the whole day. You guys probably know with my shorter hair, my go-to is usually Cavalier. That's just, I can't get enough of that stuff, but with this longer hair, I've been using a lot more of Monarch, this green lion boy right here. You're just gonna take a little scoop, a little bit of a scoop. I feel like this stuff is great for longer hair because it still has really good hold and control. It adds a nice level of texture, but it's just more smooth and natural looking than something like Cavalier for a longer hairstyle like this. So once I emulsify it, just gonna get it all over the place. And don't forget about the sides. Anything you got left over, just go ahead and wipe down the back a little bit. The back doesn't matter too much. Can't see it, you just pretend like it doesn't exist. And just like that, I say just like that, even though, I mean, it is a process, guys. Like, it is a process, but it has to be. If you're dealing with this kind of hair type, and especially if you're just dealing with longer hair, these things take time. If you want it looking good, and you want it looking, you know, reasonable, you leave the house and feel good about yourself, you gotta put in the effort. When I went into this hair growth journey, I honestly had no idea what to expect. For the longest time, I just wasn't sure what to do. You can see this clip here. This was like the best I could do about 2 to 3 months ago. And it looks okay, but it's also just kind of awkward. This bit of a middle part, just my hair didn't want to really listen. But that's been the biggest learning moment for me. It's like, you just gotta give it some time, put in some patience, and it can pay off. So my biggest tip for anyone who is wanting to try it out, you just gotta be patient. You just gotta go through the motions, go through the waves, and just see what can happen when you come out the other side. And this is, like I said, 6.5, 7 months, I think, of hair growth. If there's any of you out there in a similar boat, either similar length, or you wanna think about doing something like this, hope you found this tutorial helpful. Just know, like, these kind of videos aren't gonna be consistent for me right now as we're focusing on the salon, and I'll be bringing you guys updates along the way for that. Again, if you want to apply to work there, either as a stylist or a content creator, I've got a application form in the description of this video. So just hit us up, let's see what you got, all right? We're gonna be getting back to people. With that said, I've got one more video coming with the long hair. We'll see what that is in a bit. And then it's time to go get it cut. So see you next time.